Thank you.
Mr. President, I'd like to follow on President Putin's visit to Tehran. Not about the image of President Putin and President Ahmadinejad, but about the words that Vladimir Putin said there. He issued a stern warning against potential U.S. military action against Iran.
Did he say U.S.?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
he
he
did?
said, well, at least the quote said that. And he also said, quote, he sees no evidence to suggest Iran wants to build a nuclear bomb. Were you disappointed with that message? And does that indicate possibly that international pressure is not as great as you once thought against Iran abandoning its nuclear program?
As I say, I look forward to, if those are in fact his comments, I look forward to having him clarify those, because when I visited with him, he understands that it's in the world's interest to make sure that Iran does not have the capacity to make a nuclear weapon. And that's why on the first round at the UN he joined us, and second round, or we joined together to send a message. I mean, if he wasn't concerned about it, Brett, then why did we have such good progress at the United Nations in round one and round two? And so I will visit with him about it. I have not been briefed yet by Condi or Bob Gates about, their visit with Vladimir Putin. And
But you definitively believe Iran wants to build a nuclear bomb?
I think so long until they suspend and/or make it clear that they that their statements aren't real. Yeah, I believe they want to have the capacity, the knowledge, in order to make a nuclear weapon, and I know it's in the world's interest to prevent them from doing so. I believe that the Iranian, if Iran had a nuclear weapon, it would be a dangerous threat to world peace. It would. We got a leader in Iran who has announced that he wants to destroy Israel. So I've told people that if you're interested in avoiding World War III, it seems like you ought to be interested in preventing them from having the knowledge necessary to make a nuclear weapon. And I take the threat of Iran with a nuclear weapon very seriously. And we'll continue to work with all nations about the seriousness of this threat. Plus, we'll continue working the financial measures that we're in the process of doing. In other words, I think the whole strategy is that at some point in time, leaders or responsible folks inside of Iran may get tired of isolation and say this isn't worth it. And to me, it's worth the effort to keep the pressure on this government. And secondly, it's important for the Iranian people to know we harbor no resentment to them. We're disappointed in the Iranian government's actions, as should they be. Inflation is way too high. Isolation is causing economic pain. This is a country that has got a much better future. People have got should have better hope inside Iran than this current government is providing them. So it's a complex issue, no question about it. But my intent is to continue to rally the world to send a focused signal to the Iranian government that we will continue to work to isolate you, in the hopes that at some point in time somebody else shows up and says it's not worth the isolation.